And hello, it is I, the Heroscaper, coming live once again on this Thursday. We got some painting to do today. We are going to be painting this glorious cat in the snow kitty variety for someone as a commission. And then we also got a box of goodies that was sent my way. And we are going to be checking these out as well. Let me just get this label off real fast as I realize that. Want that on there. Hope everyone's been doing good this weekend. Hello, Beatdown Magic. I know I've been waiting to open the box. It's been kind of a crazy week. Finally got this in hand, and my kid had to go to the hospital, and he had a double ear infection. So wild week, but he's doing a lot better. I'm doing a lot better, and I gotta open this box up today. I don't have a face cam set up today just because, quite frankly, I didn't want to. So I'm just opening up this box. I admittedly am a little nervous because I don't know what's in it. It sounds like some fun goodies though. So yeah, but he's a trooper. He's good. I'm good. I'm back in the painting chair today. I'm trying to figure out how to open this box in the best way possible. Damaging the contents. I'm just going to open this like a Christmas present here. Oh, look at this. Now this is nifty. Oh, that is really appreciated. I can put some things on this and mount this. I think this is a figure holder, I believe, that was mentioned last stream. Oh, well, that's really great. I am excited to paint this. Plus a little thing so you don't tip over your pots. That's really cool. That's really appreciated. Let's see. I want to test the endurance of this thing here. Oh man, this is gonna be a game changer. That's really cool. Thank you so much for that. From the top of the label. Oh well, I did it wrong, but I got there in the end. And sorry about the paint. No, this is great. This is really cool. I'm excited to test that out. That will allow me to get some other things going here. All right, so we got some Tyranids. Looks like some things might have fallen apart, but I can probably fix these. All right, so we got a Tyranid here. I'm not a super big Warhammer player, but I have some friends who are really into it, and that's how I know the lore. But either way, these guys are going to be exciting to get some paint on, and I'll have to figure out how to put that one back together. It looks like he didn't like the shipping too much. Oh, we got a pre-primed Tyranid right here, looks like, primed black. Those are fun. I like painting those guys like Morrow, so always happy to have those in my hand. some, I have a friend who plays a lot of Tyranids. Make some custom for Heroscape. Yeah, I actually painted a couple of these way back. One of the first things I started painting. And so I actually was looking to get another squad of these just for multiple squads. Looks like we got, I think this is the pose for the Samuel Brown right here. Always fun to get this guy painted up. Looks like it's FDM printed. Looks like this is the shoulder pad. Okay, I might have to do some triage. Oh, we might just have all the fourth mass here. Yep, there we go. Never have enough fourth mass. Now, I think that's an orc. I'm not, I'm sure I'm going to get some Warhammer people mad at me. I think that's an orc. It has orc-like appearances, so I will say it is. But if not, tell me what it is. I'd love to double check that. And we got a base. Got some bits and bops here. By the way, those paint holders work as well and small, and those are fourth mass. Yeah, that's super great. And the foam, I mean, I have a pillow now I can sleep on. Thank you so much. That's really appreciated. I love it's like Christmas over here. So I'll have to get these primed and maybe deviate from what I normally paint one day, just to get some paint on these guys. That's super appreciated. Thank you so much. I love it all. Tyranids are definitely, already got some cards designed for them. Old cards, I'm sure they're not good, but I did that. I made them kind of follow Aquila as like a little Reptarian species. This guy's really cool. I could see him as like a orc shaman or something for Heroscape. This guy, we'll get some triage, but he's awesome. Thank you so much. Wait, let me try it on the small guys. Oh, that's so nifty. That's really cool. Because I knew they had like the double hand holders, but I didn't know they had something like that available. So that's really nice. It probably takes some getting used to, but if I'm being honest, but I love it. Thank you so much. All right, so let's close this out here. Yes, I have a friend who really loves kit bashing and assembling Warhammer stuff, so I'll have him have a go at it, and I'm sure he can get that thing all fixed up for me. Works well with the paintbrush. Yeah, this is great. Now let's not get caught up in cords. And today we're gonna be putting some paint onto our Snow Kitty here. I might just be using this by hand just to get some better angles on it. But for the fine details and stuff, once I start painting the base, it would be great to have. It's like a Dr. Octopus kind of thing. Okay, so we got this. We're going to be working on doing some gradient work today. Kind of, if you can see my palette over there, kind of going from some dark grays to some more brighter grays. Some gray blues thrown in for some shadows and midtones. With Age of Annihilation, I've been painting a lot of white fur lately. So yeah, it doesn't seem as good for the big stuff, but for the little stuff, for let's see, I think for things like this right here. Let's see if it locks in. Oh, that'd be great. Yeah, all those little details. Get a magnifying glass, I'll be set to go. Always upgrade your equipment. And oh, one other thing. For those of you who do like NGC, here is some custom sculpted units for some fan-submitted sculpts here. If you don't know what NGC is kind of a customs group that popped up after Age of Annihilation initially failed, so some people got together and decided to use 3D printing and the sculpts found there as kind of to fill in the gap left by the absence of Age of Annihilation. Thankfully, Age of Nation was released, but we did release a couple custom expansions, and so we actually hired a sculptor as part of a contest we had from the community, and these are the units they designed. So it's really cool. I really was happy to paint these, and expect a release from those soon. All right, so let's get going here. See what we can paint tonight. Get all reorganized. All right. I think we're good. All I just need is my paintbrush. So I move that around. Oh, just grab another real fast. So I used a Zenithal Prime on this just to kind of show it on camera a bit better. If you want to do this faster, it certainly helps to prime it all white. If you want to have a solid dark layer, definitely prime it all black. So I kind of chose a bit of the middle of the road here. We're going to kind of take our paint and thin it down, and we are going to just add a nice solid gray coat to this tiger here. We're not going to do anything too fancy like mixing in purples or other tertiary colors. We're just going to keep it pretty basic for today. Still have it look pretty nice. This is a hard sculpt to work with this base here. It's definitely one I wish that you could detach easily. And we are just applying this thin. This gray is deep sea green, I believe, from Vallejo. Dark sea green, I'm sorry. Which is just, I like Vallejo's grays a lot. They have a lot of unique gray mixtures. Kind of mixing in some other colors into them. And we're just going to go all over. This is where the Zenithal does come in a bit handy, is that it just kind of has these hard to reach areas just filled with shadow. These more accessible areas brighter. So definitely not a bad thing to do. Where else am I live? I'm just live on YouTube. I don't do much Twitch or anything like that. Just mainly just keep it to YouTube nowadays for archiving. I used to have a really bad gaming, like not bad, but like a gaming channel that I would be embarrassed to see today. So I tried to on Twitch. Apparently I can't play games and talk to people. And I'm not very good at games to begin with, so it was a thing I was happy to get as far away as possible from. I keep it mainly to YouTube. It stores all my videos, and it's a bit easier to kind of self-contain it all there. Just having probably a chill night tonight. It is currently raining today in Kansas City. Kind of a weird fog rain. So nice cozy day. I felt some cozy vibes. Now the hardest part about this model is these little tiny spaces underneath the armor. You probably just easier just to paint them all up, but then go back and do the fine details. It's my least favorite part of the model here. Oh yeah, I'll definitely make use of it. I like having stuff on hand to test new schemes and all that stuff. I'm super appreciative of it. It definitely made my day. It was a good way to cap a long week. So thanks for that. Now I just have to do a really good job on this on this Raelin to make it up for you. Yeah, I think in another world, I think if I got exposed to Warhammer before Heroscape, I'd definitely be into it. But I got exposed to Heroscape at a really young age, so it just kind of has stuck with me. You know, I'm one of the people who just played it consistently, even when it was canceled and discontinued, and I'm just happy it's back now. I don't know if it's the best game out there, but it's certainly my favorite. So. I like that I can play with my like 5-year-old son or my my 40-year-old father-in-law. Yeah, there's a not 40-year-old, 60-year-old father-in-law. Yeah, there's a good range on that. Oh, cut and finger. Oh, yeah, that's it, it doesn't matter if it's a paper cut or with a like a Bowie knife. It's never fun. And we're just adding this nice solid gray layer. I might have to pull out like another figure just while I wait for these layers to dry because we're keeping them nice and thin. But I'll see. I'll see how we're looking today. We're essentially building our shadows and going to be working our way up. We're going to be doing a lot of back and forth on the colors here. I'm going to probably mainly focus on just the tiger today. And the other parts I can do. It's not hard to figure out how to do the other parts. The question is, do we want good Raelin on top, like a blue color scheme, or or like the evil Raelin, you know, reds and blacks and stuff with that? Ooh, X-Acto knife. I almost lost a finger trying to remove a Star Wars like Wizard of the Coast miniature, like an Obi-Wan, off its base into a Heroscape base. Like I needed like 8 stitches from that one. So I sympathize with that. Yeesh. That's why I don't rebase as much anymore. I just say, the base is good enough. Alright, so let's start blending in some midtones. What color? I think I'm not going to go as blue. I'm going to do more of this using tooth and coats. What is this gray called? Gravestone blue. It's a good color. I've been starting to use some of their paints, and I'm liking them. They got a unique kind of flow to them. I like their lighter colors a lot. Now we're just kind of blocking in where we want our colors to go. And we'll work on blending these together. The thing about white is you really gotta work your way up to it. If you just start painting white, you have nowhere to go, and it's easy for it to stop being white. It'll become gray or brown or whatever your colors that you build off of it are. You just gotta be patient, take your time. You can use contrast paints or speed paints. Okay, well, I'll surprise you. Let's see here. I might do evil. I don't know. I guess that's not a surprise, but I'll probably do evil because I already did a good variant, and see what this looks like with evil Raelin top. There we go. Really get that maul really good. If you notice, I'm just kind of trying to add some light to the outer edge of the muscles. I'm really starting to just kind of define this thing. I did a little bit too much here in this limb. We should be good. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It's very subtle. It's just a slight blue-gray tint to it to kind of act as these midtones here. In some parts, I'm getting lazy and just kind of dry brushing a little bit, or more moist brushing, because my brush isn't completely dry. Thankfully, there's a lot of texture on this model, so we can kind of get away with that. I'm happy though. I've finally finished pretty much all of Wave 1, Wave 2, and a lot of Wave 3, which hasn't even been released yet. So I'm happy to finally be a bit more on top of things, and I can spend some time going back and actually making some more videos for all this stuff. I'm sitting on a lot of footage right now that I have to sift through. And actually, I'm going to get a little bit of blue on this just for some parts. I'm using just a good sized brush here. It gets a size 3 or 4 from Pro Acryl. Their synthetic brushes are pretty good. Just kind of taking our time on this. This is one I had to do on stream because I think I would have gotten bored doing this by myself. I kind of do the more boring, mundane things on stream, which I guess doesn't make for good watching. I should be aware of that, but it does help me get through it, which is the main thing, just talking about it out loud. And I think there's not a lot of people that talk about, you know, blending and layering up on YouTube these days. A lot of content makers do a lot of more the fast stuff, speed paints and contrast and all that stuff, which I think is totally fine. I don't fault anyone for using it, but I think there's something to be said about taking kind of I think it gives a bad impression for people when they realize they can't paint an awesome miniature in 1 minute. And Heroscape is in the chat. I cannot talk today. Heroscape is in the chat, and it's just got a lot better. Welcome. I hope you're doing well today. Hope the weather hasn't frozen you in like it has in me in weeks past. We're gonna go to this light gray here. What is that? I think that's an ash gray. But don't knock my camera off. And that's me drinking coffee at 8:14 at night. Just stopped by to say hi. Always love seeing your work. Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's we're painting a snow Raelin today, so just building up some white layers. This is where it's going to start coming alive right here. We're getting these kind of gray tones in. If you notice, I'm kind of going from like a cool tone to more of a neutral tone to really just add some latent contrast to this. the goal for this is to use as little white as possible so that the white we do use is so much more impactful. It's cold here in Philly the last 2 weeks, but it's finally getting warmer. Yeah, we had a 50-degree weather like 2 days ago, so I'm happy about that. I'm ready to emerge from my den. And Beatdown Magic says, new name, Beatdownscaper. I'll take it down. I like it more than Beatdown Magic. Is that, I don't know if that's a reference to Magic the Gathering or if it's just kind of more of general, but you know, anything that has Scaper the name, I'm always a fan of. When I was first starting my channel, I was like, do I want to focus mainly on Heroscape? Do I want to be open to other things? Because I've been, you know, Rogue's been like my name since I was, I don't know, since I was like 10, you know? So it's kind of something that I was just nostalgic about. It's surprisingly not after D&D. It's just more my methodology. At the time when I was starting this channel, I thought it was pretty kind of countercultural to create a mini painting channel for pre-painted minis. So I just I kind of like the emphasis on the thinking different. But then they released unpainted minis, and I was I was at the right place at the right time, I think. Oh, you have your own Discord. I'll have to. I've never played Magic the Gathering, so I have yet to experience that. But I feel like that's the thing I can't do. I don't have enough expendable income to have another hobby like that. So I try to avoid it, even though it does look really fun. It's nothing against the game, it's just against my own spending habits. Same with Warhammer. It's like, it looks like a really fun game. I just don't trust myself to pay a mortgage after I get into another hobby. I'm really liking this contrast, this growth we're doing from this blue to this gray. Really, the muscles are really defined on this creature. It's a really great model. Like, I love this model here. And found a little spot we missed. And I'm moving my brush back and forth to kind of blend these layers together. Do I have a beginner's guide to painting video? I do not. It is a thing I'm scripting currently. It is in development. I'll tell you that. It's I'm just kind of working through things, and I've been writing on that on my free time. But it is definitely my most requested thing, and as soon as I kind of get through some of this, I finally finished all my Heroscape stuff, and I had like 5 commissions I was working on, so I just finally have enough brain space to start scripting that out. I think it's going to be a big gloss. It's going to be my next big kind of video. That's not like a how to paint video, because I'm realizing I have to do a lot of backtracking in my how to paint videos, because there's so many basic terms that it's people that don't know. A lot of Heroscapers are just getting into it, and I don't want to be presumptive. I want to be helpful in that regard. So it's just, I'm a notoriously slow script writer, so that's my that's my biggest problem. I have like 10 painting videos filmed. I just haven't wrote the scripts yet. And then Beatdown Magic says you have your own channel. Oh well, I'll definitely Discord that link to that. I'll be sure to subscribe at the very least. And just thinking about Heroscape. Beatdownscape, I'd subscribe to that. I'd be a fan. But yeah, no, I'm once the weather gets warmer is honestly what I've also been waiting on. It was like, 10 degrees for a month over here. So I just was like, my studio is in the garage, so I have been less motivated to do things. Where is my... Okay, so now we're going to use Brigade Gray. I forgot to put that on my palette. It's a very strong light gray. Do paint jobs are killers. Sometimes I see paint jobs that are ultra glossy, and I want to avoid that once I start painting. How do you achieve the non-glossy, non-wet look to your models? So there's two things that contribute to gloss in a model. The first is paint used, and the second is varnish used. So the paint I use mainly for my personal stuff is Pro Acryl, which is pretty much ultra matte. It's very flat and matte. Almost no reflective gloss in it. Certain paint brands are more glossy than others, and so you just kind of have to experiment. I think Vallejo is pretty glossy. I think Army Painter is kind of middle of the road. And then second, I use matte varnish instead of satin. So I use something like this. Also Pro Acryl matte varnish. Matte's really great because you are in control of the light and you're in control of the colors. So it's something that once you start working on highlights and adding some more color to it, I prefer matte so I don't lose all the work I did building up those colors. But if you're kind of just doing like a layer and shade, like glossy is a bit better because it adds a bit of reflectiveness to it. Or if you're trying to get the classic Heroscape look, you can use satin is what I would recommend. I wouldn't use high gloss. Satin's kind of like middle of the road. And you can do that, but it's mainly just paint I use and spray I use. Like, I like it just because it gives a bit more painted on look. Like this, I feel like this thing right here, I would lose all my shadows and reflections if I did this with a high gloss. So I wanted all my line work and just the yellows to really speak for themselves, not the reflections. But sometimes I use gloss just for more gross looking things, like Morrow and stuff like that. Synthol priming best when you use matte paints. Those two are kind of mutual. They don't really like have a lot of impact on each other. Synthol is really when you put your paints on, it's more thinned paints compared to matte paints. So you can use high gloss, or like kind of glossier paint with Synthol, but you definitely do get more of an effect coming through just because, again, you're in control of the light. So I guess there's a bit of overlay. I'm kind of talking out loud here. But for the most part, it's the transparency of the model that you're affecting. So, I'm using some Army Painter and some Pro Acryl over here, and it's still coming on pretty matte just because I'm taking time. But I guess I did use flat zenithal. It's more I used flat, non-reflective prime when I was doing this. So it more just comes down to the primer you use. Let's see here. Let's get that light gray. Where did I put that at? Oh, there you go. It's over there. Okay. And spread this out here. And we're going to mix a bit of this gray with it just to create a bit of a lighter transition. Just focusing on the muscles, trying to avoid the recesses. Kind of see with each layer. Gotcha, have my homework set out for me. Have a good one. Thank you, Shurik, for stopping by. It's always a pleasure. Definitely paint those Warhammer guys tomorrow, future live stream. Yeah, I could see it. Let's see. I could definitely see the Tyranids as Morrow. Let's see here. Maybe not the soldier. I could paint this guy like a Heroscape orc too. So yeah, I could definitely see. I've seen some other people have done Tyranid like Morrow Grub conversion. So definitely a template for out there. But I'm been looking to have a non-Heroscape paint day, so maybe I could put those guys on as well. And just going around. We forgot a couple parts on our initial. Soldier's armor's gold. I think I have actually a couple other models that I painted of him a long time ago. Let's see here. These are definitely older, but I think they're similar to this. Again, I am not a... Oh, that's a bunch of glue that got stuck to this guy. Yeah, that's a old model. Not thinning my paints down. Let's make sure to keep those thin. Don't forget the cat rump. There we go, just adding some more shadow here. I kind of missed that spot. This is how we're looking here. Let's see if we can adjust the lighting just a bit to get a better. There we go. I might turn the overhead one off, just I think it's as helpful today. Okay, lost my train of thought. All right. Let's just work on building up these layers. I did one side pretty good, but I kind of forgot to do the other side. just filling in some shadows that I didn't properly fill in. There we go. The more you work on the contrast for white, the more powerful it is when it finally is applied. So we're really working on adding some different hues and progression. Oh, what's this gift? Oh, I already opened it, but I got this. First off, I got this giant Dr. Octopus apparatus. It's a figure holder for holding figures to paint, which is nice. You can do some detail work here, better angle without getting your hands all over it. So that's nice. I'm liking this. And then I got a bunch of minis. I gotta paint. This was sent from a viewer of the channel. Some Citadel figures, 40K stuff, some 3D prints of Fourth Mass, some Tyranids. And Joe Kazier, welcome to the chat, says, my goal for this year is to get my AOA set painted up. I also have a bunch of other stuff to get painted. Trying to decide if I would paint the special characters as well. Yeah, it's a fun. I probably should have calculated how long it took me to do all my AOA stuff. I'm working. That's the video I'm currently working on. But I have agency, so I work on 4 videos at a time. But I'm currently editing my overview of all the figures I painted. Here, let's just throw a handful on for display here. So this is just, of course, I grabbed the non-painted ones, but there you go. So this is just, a pile of stuff I've done. I redid all the promos just because I wasn't super happy with how they looked. But I think Q11 is the best looking promo, at least I've seen from the renders. But yeah, it's a worthy goal to get this all painted. I felt a breath of fresh air once I finally finished all my figures. So I was like, all right, I can live again. And then a bunch of other stuff. Do I plan on painting any of the terrain, like the ruins and trees? So I don't like painting terrain. It's not interesting to me. I did do some experiments with the walls just because I didn't like that flat gray look. That might be a quick video I make, but I just have so much, and I don't want to have to repaint it all, so I just try to let it slide. But I applied some like oil washes to them to really to just bring out the shadows, but it's so flat with no texture. It's not like fun. And I did a few of the trees, and it looks better. Just, I don't know. It wasn't fun for me. I'd rather paint my cool angel on a tiger than a thousand ruins, especially with all the ruin packs coming out allegedly and all that stuff. It's just like, probably not, but maybe someday. Skateboard, welcome to the chat. Not much. Need the dragon and the dwarf left to paint. The dragon's not hard. It looks hard because it's so big, but honestly, it's just a couple colors, so it's nice. Keeping up with the chat here. And just don't want to paint them. I don't find them interesting. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, so yeah, the terrain is just The dwarf, on the other hand, is the exact opposite. It's a lot of little details. That's I'm glad we're moving away from the pirates. If I'm being perfectly honest, I love playing the pirates. Don't get me wrong. It's just I just need a little break from the buckles and satchels and all that stuff. They just take a lot longer to paint properly. So much little detail. Now we're going to this brigade grave for our penultimate highlight. Bunch of terrain that came with the Master of the Universe Battleground. I saw that thing kicking around. It looks like a fun game. I like anything with a hex system on it, so. The models look pretty cool too. Is that Asmodee that made that? I like Asmodee models. They're fun to paint. I'm going to get behind this lake here. It's a bit tricky. Yeah, Zenitherex was the first AOA figure I painted, just because I kind of got that one as a pre-release. And then I worked in the Bears. But Zenitherex is fun. That was a fun one to paint. I have an airbrush, so I was sad I couldn't use my airbrush because I could have gotten done a lot faster. Remember the artist sign the work on their work. I'll sign it for you, or I'll sign it on I'll tap to the wings with my signature, but I'll put it on the bottom for you. I prefer to Emily Dickinson it, so it's just anonymous and you have to piece it together. But I'll be sure to sign it. John. Oh, okay, so it's not AG. Maybe this May 4th I'll paint some Legion figures or some Star Wars figures. Because I do love Star Wars. I just don't play the game, so it's always kind of like last on my list. But I'm a big Star Wars fan, so I might hit some of those May 4th this year. We are getting there. Again, there are faster ways to get this done. I am not here to do this the the fast way today. Sometimes I'm a notoriously lazy painter, but sometimes I like sitting down and just working on the layers and just kind of have fun with it. Whatever I want to do. Oh, that's too much power to give me. I'm too weird to do whatever I want to do. Alright. At least that's what my wife says. I could have my wife hop on to stream with me sometime. She's a lot better at communication than I am, and she's a better conversationalist. At the very least, she can just read questions while I'm painting, so I don't I don't get distracted when I'm doing and forget what I'm painting. So if you notice, we're doing this blend here, kind of just blending these colors a bit. We're going to be doing a lot of back and forth as I'm kind of figuring this out as I'm going along. Do I want to paint these hues black, or do I want to make more of like a pink for them? I'll have to think about that. We're starting to get to the point where I might need to size down my brush. Or find the brush I like to use, which is of course missing as soon as I started streaming. I mean, I don't have a lack for brushes, but... Oh wait, here. Oh, there you go. So this is one of my favorite brushes right here, which is a this is a Rosemary & Co. Sable SR401. It's a good size head, got a good tip to it, and it's a good little brush I like using. Let's see, do we want to get some... I'm trying to think, what color do I want to go to next, or do I want to keep on layering this up? Let's add a bit more to this. I'm just making the shadows a bit more prominent. Oh yeah, I'll definitely sign the bottom. I'm my freehand is not the best. That's a skill I'm trying to improve, but I would ruin the whole model, I think. Although I could do a decal, but I wouldn't want to do that. I'll just sign the bottom. For you. Let's see here. Oh, did I lose? Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Oh, there we go. My phone timed out. I'm just gonna go through and correct all the spots I was lazy at. That's the hard part. Should just not been lazy to begin with, but you know, gotta do what you do. This is how we're looking right now. It's very subtle, probably not showing up too well on stream, but no video screen panic. Yeah, I was a little worried, but just my phone went on standby for some reason, as it's prone to do. All right, let's add some shadows. We're gonna work on glazes now. Use a bit of Procreate glaze and wash medium, and use it over here just a little bit just to mix it in. You of course can just use water if you don't have it. I like this stuff because it keeps it a bit together. I'm gonna just put a bit of water in that just to make this nice and thin. When I paint white fur like this, I try not to use washes, as it will just kind of, I find, stain and kind of mess up the whole thing. Well, I'm using a glaze right now, which is essentially a thin down layer of paint that's mainly transparent. To kind of blend these colors I've been doing here. Add a bit of shadow and make some of the more brush strokes smooth. and just had a bit of that blue shadow to it, which I really like. Oh, it's still wet. I want to take this brighter color and kind of go side to side, just buff up some of the areas I don't want to be shadowed. Also just kind of mix it in with that active wet paint right there. It's called wet blending. And this is with the Brigade Gray from Army Painter. You may commission me for a couple of custom hives I need painted. I'll provide, of course. Oh, of course. I've painted a couple, or worked on some couples, so I think I may know what you're talking about. I don't know if it's from a creator in the community, but I've painted a couple. Open up these colors. All right. Have yet to use pure white on this model. A Vulcan one and an ice one. That's interesting concept. Ice Morrow Hive. I'll have to refresh my my lava effects too. I haven't painted it in lava in a while. Going. Liking this gradient on the ears so far. What paint is this we're working with now? I think this is just more Brigade Gray. Use my hand as a palette just so I know where my colors are looking and make sure there's nothing weird on the brush. A Vulcan one. I need some Star Trek hives. No, I think I know what you meant, but let's see how. Yeah, I have some ideas for that. Thinking that just here. So I'm going to be doing a tournament tomorrow. The question is, what figure should I? What should I play tomorrow? If anyone has a suggestion for a unit I should try out. It's a casual tournament. It's not like ranked or anything. So I'm happy losing, but if anyone has some ideas what I should bring, preferably something AOA so I can you know, I can flex off the stuff I just painted there. Just doing this now here. I'm using kind of like a rough back and forth motion to add a bit of texture to this snout here. They act like a textured blend into it. Wolves are fun. Okay. I've been thinking of running wolves with new Lovi and new Raelin for that extra movement. So I'm in that reroll, so I might run that. That was on my maybe list. So maybe I like that. I like the 4 defense they have. I like the movement. The D20 rolls are tough, but on average, you should be doing okay. They are pretty fun. I haven't played wolves in forever, so maybe I will bring that. I've been wanting to try Glenerva out. I'm also doing an online tournament pretty soon where you play online. I think I'm going to make a fun Glenerva build. It's not only new stuff, it's old and new. But if it's only new stuff, recommend the Bonding Pirates with Via Bonnie and Blackburna and then fill in points. I do like the Pirates. I just they're kind of glass cannony for them. I've had good success with them. I haven't. They just fall so easily. I haven't been impressed with Blackburna. I have every time I play him, I am disappointed. I do like Via Bonnie though. Via Bonnie is really good. Nothing like negating, nothing like putting on a stormtrooper hat and saying, "Yeah, I'm part of your army. Don't attack me." Yeah, Via Bonnie is my favorite pirate. What I did is I painted up 2 versions of Via Bonnie. Let's see if I have them here. So if my opponent is cool with it, of course, every time so here's like the classic version. So every time I successfully roll Master of Disguise, I switch the sculpt out, which I think it makes me happy. Green scales with the new dragon, as well as 5 times green scales with the new dragon. Oh, more. Yeah, that's green scales are pretty good. That is definitely a true statement. My brother-in-law likes to run them with Zelrig, and I did not like that. I like Zenithrax. I just don't like knocking down the map when I play Zenithrax. There we go. We are getting to a level I'm starting to get happy with. I'm gonna have to work on this tail in my own time. I don't like it. It's all those little lines on it. I could say it's all part of the armor connected. Maybe I'll do that. I see some hair texture shine through. That's fair. I did a lot with the team when I was borrowing the green skulls. Yeah, they're fun. It's a fun sculpt. I like how the sculpt is part of the design of it. Is just any map with any green, like evergreens are tough to navigate. I don't like doing it in official tournaments, just because then it's like you knock over something, someone might get mad at you. You don't want to run the risk of like seeing like you're abusing that at all. Or messing up someone's game. But home games, I like running Zenithrax and washing it together just to create like a field of like just not fun things to go through, where there's water and traps everywhere. It's not very good, but it's really fun. All right, I'm gonna get this white here and mix this into this gray. So do I have a bright neutral gray available? Let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's bright warm gray. I don't want to do that. And where is my... paperclip? Always have a paperclip on hand when you are using dropper bottles, otherwise you'll have an explosion. Oh Lord, squad lady. Okay, so we are gonna get some white on the model now. Very thin down. Not too thin where it's splotchy, just enough, I guess, where it's not overpowering all this work we did. And we're gonna work on the edges. First the ears. Yeah, it's par for the course. Now we're just tracing some of these detail lines. Oh, Squidly. I just accepted. I was like, yeah. Yeah, I like Awashia. I've had good success with her. I like any figure that can place stuff onto the map. Even Mika Connor from the old sets. I like putting Shadow. Even though it's not very good, it's fun. It's like a, I don't know, it's just an aspect of the game that you like to have included. I hope someday they release just figures that can put like just land tiles out. Something like Granny Guardian, so we can kind of get some height easier. The problem is they always have to put a lot of verbiage to kind of explain how it works. I'm excited for the lava crabs coming out. I know some community members are not excited to see these crabs, but dropping lava is always a power I wanted to see. But I understand the destructive potential of it, but I'm still I think this Renegade Con is going to have a lot of interesting stuff, and I'm really looking forward. Do you play the other two bonding with? Do you play the other two bonding with Beast with her? Oh, the bonding the wash it. Yeah, I usually try to at least include one. Most builds only has Onshu. I don't use Kita that much. I'm hoping for some more familiars. Lava crabs. Yeah, we don't know what they look like or what they do. We just know that they were teased at last Gen Con, according to some community members. They should be maybe revealed next month. I don't know anything firsthand or have any insider knowledge, but yeah, they're described as lava crabs that drop lava when they die. So excited to see that. Okay, now we're using this thin white, and we're gonna just pick out some of these hairs. Just doing lots of tiny little strokes, tracing them out. Oh no, they're one of the first common squads being released. So they are commons coming out. And yeah, I'm sure some people will run nothing but crabs. Do a little crab dance. Yeah, there's the next two common squads teased, never like officially shown, were like lava crabs, and then there's tanuki, like vorids. So they're kind of like supposed to work with ninjas somehow. So also excited to see those. You know what? I think I'm doing too much on this one. It just hit me. I was like, oh wait, I'm doing this the hard way. It's fine. It's fun. If you don't want to pick out these hairs, you could, of course, dry brush. Yeah, definitely crabs are. I'm hoping they're. I don't know. I hope they have simple designs, like for common squads, because I don't want to do this for 12 figures. Painting the pirates alone was hard to do. I'm definitely a person who doesn't like painting squads. I'd rather spend a lot of time on one good figure instead of like having to do the same thing 10 times. That's not fun for me. But I do get bored pretty easily. I usually have a show playing when I'm painting just by myself, just as background noise. I'm making my way through My Name is Earl now, old 2005 TV show, which it's kind of fun. It's a good feel-good show. It's kind of funny. It's got some funny moments on it. Yeah, I don't want to do a. I don't know what the future holds for all that. I'm hoping they still do pre-painted. Otherwise, I'm sure I'll be flooded with common requests. But yeah, you never know. They may stop doing pre-painted, which I'm also happy with, because then it's more for me to do and help the community with. but it's kind of it's a monkey's paw for sure. I like the idea of lava crabs. I don't know if I want to be painting lava crabs for the rest of my life. But if they're like simple design, you know, just like spray paint some red on them and dry brush them or something, I could maybe get behind that. Yeah, and the painting pirates, I was done. I did not want to. The pirate's life was not for me. That was. It's just. I think they all are over designed a bit. Like I like them, but I also don't. Like, it's fine. like one has a lot of belts and buckles, but you have like the exiles, is just like. Ugh. Those ones were the ones that I had like halfway painted for so long. They were like the last things I needed to finish up, and I finally just buckled down and did them. And it's not like they're even like hard. They're just like, well, I'm doing, the first run I was just doing kind of canonical colors, so I could film it and teach people how to do it. But all those greens on greens were tough. You really have to pay attention how to differentiate all those colors. Yeah, the XLs are the ones. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna paint it anymore after I bought unpainted master set and the painted master set, and as well as the first two waves, just to have them. I just wanted to see what they look like, but honestly, I don't need all those figures. I'd rather save a little bit more money and just buy one set that I'm actually going to use. And then I'm more motivated to actually paint them and get them finished, because I don't like playing with gray figures. And we're just bumping up some of these layer lines here. All right. Now we are to get some bold titanium white. It's the last highlight for this. If I can find where I put it. And well, if you don't need anything, let me know. I will buy them from you. Definitely the Lich and the guy in his Hellforge. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I have them on hand, and like, on one hand, I want to keep them because I know they'll be worth a lot more. But on the other hand, I'd rather just buy more unpainted stuff in the now. Like, so I'll definitely let you know. I might be able to give you a good deal on them. Because I'm pretty happy with how my Hellforge turned out. I actually have 2 Hellforges now. And another one on the way. So, I'm running out of space to keep all my stuff. Alright, we're using our brightest white very delicately, just highlighting some of these these muscles just to make it a bit brighter. This is where we really just these subtle highlights. We really convey the illusion that the whole thing is actually white. You use a lot of grays and blues to kind of get to this point. I got stuff from the Rise of the Valkyrie. I don't need like the cheapest thing in the set. Yeah, I have I have a lot of Heroscape. I think I have like 5 Rise of the Valkyries at this point. I've been doing this since I was 9, so I've picked up a lot over the years. I have so many castles. I just kept on finding castle sets at Goodwills and garage sales. So I have like 5 or 6 castle sets at this point. And I know I should probably get rid of those ones. Like, I don't need that many castles, but I like having them. My kids like playing with them, so I keep them around. I also just don't want to package them up and sell them, like ship them. Like, that's just too much work. Okay. It's a lot of work. It's hard to tell without the other colors applied, but it looks really cool in person. I think I'm gonna call it for tonight. I'm kind of losing steam here. But I thank you all for the chat. It was a really active chat tonight. And I'll maybe keep on working on this off stream. I know I said that about the Lich, but I kind of got distracted and I started painting it. So I make no promises. But I hopefully this is gonna help you, give you an idea of how to layer up colors to get to a nice colorization. I'm gonna paint some lines on it, and then the armor part up here, all that's pretty simple. It's nothing too fancy. The white's going to be the showstopper, I think, of this model. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Welcome, Caleb. As I was closing out, just started painting your Anshu. Finally got through your Marvel United backlog. I haven't tested that out or know much about that, but I'll be sure to look that up after stream. Is it like Crisis Protocol, or is it like a different kind of version minis? Either way, it's I'll check it out, see what those minis look like. Yeah, I wasn't as Anshu's. I thought I would like painting. I just don't like the face. The details get kind of muddled. I painted, I think 2 versions of. I painted 3, but I sold one to someone. Let's see here. So I did the classic Anshu. And then I just don't like the familiars are all brown, so I did one like blue and purple, like a magic one. But they're fun. They're nice and easy, which is nice. You just knock them out. Oh, it's a different game. Okay, I'll definitely check that out though. I know some people are asking me to paint some different stuff. I have some Steam Forge stuff I have lying around. I have this big old dragon I've been trying to finish the last 10% for a while, so maybe I'll do some random non-Heroscape stuff. in a bit. But I think we're closing up shop. Sorry to kind of dip once you hopped on, but I'm trying to do this a bit more regularly. So maybe next Thursday or sometime sooner, depending on my crazy schedule, we'll hop on and do some more painting. Got a lot of stuff to work through, and dry brushing for the win for sure. I might do an extra layer for anything I missed, but it definitely works for Anshu very well. I use that to copious extent. And I keep on getting distracted. I'm trying to get out of here, y'all. You all take care and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you, and good night.